reigns in the studio tonight, as I have with me one of Norway's most valuable exports. That being Mags, Paul and Morten, who, as I'm sure you all know, collectively make up a-ha. Morten and Paul, welcome to Night Network.
Hello.
Mags.
Lastly, but not leastly, hi.
Welcome to Night Network. Now, I gather that apart from being a great rock group, etc., you're actually, you know, you've got very good taste, because I see here that, Mags, your favourite programme in the Smash Hits year poll, 1987, was Night Network.
You creep. You creep.
Can we go now?
Tell me, what is it about Night Network that appeals to you, you know?
Well, what was the name of that presenter I really liked?
Yeah,
No, actually, I'm quite fascinated by the Bunker Show.
Yeah.
I like it overall, but I think that's got to be the tops.
So you're a late-night TV watcher, are you?
Yeah, I can't sleep these days, you see.
Why
That's
is that?
not true. He started not sleeping when that came on.
You sleep all day, don't you?
So he's
Yeah,
useless
sleep
for
all
us
day,
now.
But,
Because it's impossible to get him up.
no, I'd just like to see who can... I'd like to be on there and try, you know, just see if I can get as drunk as the guy who's doing it.
Oh, what, on the
I think
Bunker
it'd be
Show?
pretty much impossible, but...
Yeah, well, we've only got water.
It's a good whack.
You're a bit of a drinking man, are you?
No, not really. Occasionally.
Yeah, well, that's good with you. Well, look, you've been away for a couple of years, really, taking some time out. I know that you came out with the album in the spring. Morten, I hear you made a film. What else have you been up to, Paul?
Well, we've been touring for the last...
That's a good line. Sorry, Paul.
What,
Yeah.
what else did you do, Paul?
What did you do, Morten?
Well, I did nothing for 2 years. No, actually, we've been working for 2 years, just basically doing concerts.
A lot of footage and stuff.
A lot of
Footwork.
rough
Dance
road.
steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good though. I mean, it's, you know, I think we deserve a little break now.
But why did it take you, you know, so much more time to come up with another album from, you know, the first album sort of like shot out fairly quickly?
Well, you see, the problem there is that when we started out, the first album was ready from our hands for a long time until it sort of broke any ground. And by that time, we'd already finished the second album almost. So it's only now, because we've been in the public eye, that it seems a longer period of time. We've spent almost equally the amounts of time on all three albums.
Mm. I've read that there'd been, you know, there'd been a few sort of hiccups in your relationships as musicians. Were there some problems
with
when you were...
Musicians Union?
Well,
or
no,
with
between
us?
the three of you, of course. I mean, everyone gets on with the Musicians Union.
No.
They're not. It's just for like gutter press, inventing things.
Yes.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm afraid so.
You've never felt the strain of being, you know, I mean, a-ha is a sort of formula for success as the three of you. Did that put a lot of pressure on you to sort of...
I'll tell you, if we ever get a real hiccup, we'll come straight to the studio and talk about it with you. But there hasn't really been any, because what we've been fighting is always things... There's always been things outside the band, really. We've been fighting sort of together for something, and we've never really had a problem like that.
What are you fighting for, then?
Ooh.
No, you said you've been fighting for things
and love.
outside of the band, you know, apart from peace and love. What are your sort of goals and ambitions as a group?
Well, being in the music business, I mean, we like to make good music. And it's... you know, we've done some stuff which we're pleased with. We still feel we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I think we all feel that having a certain amount of success earns you the privilege and the sort of... it's possible to release records that aren't necessarily formatted for the charts, but you're successful, so...
You mean your songs?
Oh. Some of my songs have crept in.
No, but
I mean, there are songs, there are singles we've had which we knew weren't going to be sort of the hottest thing, selling like that, but we just wanted them to be out on the radio because they sounded different from the run-of-the-mill sort of... And there are other songs that we have that are lighter and more sort of like this one, you know, sort of unpretentious.
In a way, it's a question difficult to answer unless you want the obvious answer, which is we want anything we release to be solid, to be very good. And to feel good about it yourselves. It has to be success with yourself. It has to move me. If it moves me, then I'm fine with it, you know, no matter what happens to it, really.
I mean, the sort of light I'm looking at it is in that, you know, people... You know, your fans are teeny bop fans, okay? Now people would then...
Oh, it's...
I didn't know. Are you a teeny bopper?
No. Well, I haven't stated my musical preferences tonight. But, you know, when you played the NEC, even this year, after 2 years, the audience was largely screaming kids.
Well, they
And
do tend to be more noticeable when they are screaming. I think that's a fact.
but what I think what is fair to say is that you are followed around by a young audience, which may be wrongly called a teeny bop audience, and people by virtue of this would sort of categorise your music as like ephemeral pop, but. Would you
I don't even understand that. What does that mean, ephemeral?
Ephemeral's like throwaway, listen to it for a couple of weeks and then that's it. I mean, do you think your music has got a more lasting...
I think possibly we have a larger audience, a potential audience among people who doesn't go in for the sort of teeny pop thing, but have been put off by the way we have sort of been presented.
Well, you haven't just been presented, you've courted it. You've done all the Smash Hits interviews, all the Blue Jeans interviews and stuff.
We will always do everything. Because basically, I would think it would be very snobbish not to do everything. We don't choose to do this or do that. We do, whoever wants us to do it, we'll do it.
But
as much as we can.
First of all, I mean, none of us have anything against the teeny bop audience, but it's not our only audience. It's not the only people that are actually buying our records, and our music is not suitable only for that, because it's quite a varied kind of music that we're doing.
So you've got more to offer. You're serious musicians.
Yeah, the point is we've been picked up by the media largely.
That's what I was trying to say.
Exactly, and it's very hard to sort of we can't tell them that we want to do other things. I mean, we do, like Mag said, we do them if we can do them, no matter what they are, because
Isn't it better being a credibility band and only do certain papers that give you that image? I mean,
well, no, I think certain people are attracted to certain types of press, and certain types of press are attracted to certain types of people.
But I think we were picked up largely in the beginning because there was sort of a vacuum in that area. There was sort of a gap to be filled somehow. I think we were rather surprised by that, as a matter of fact. And obviously,
your management and the record companies must have been well chuffed that there were thousands of screaming kids buying your records.
Yeah, of course, and so were we, because we wanted the big break. And no matter, I mean, you work to your strengths, and if that's your strength at the moment, all I was trying to say was that I think potentially down the road, a few years from now, people will come back to our records, having gone past the hysteria, all that's gone, dead, finished, somebody else is up top of the charts. But the records themselves will, I think, be liked by a larger audience, hopefully. So
that sort of that you're moving away from this, in inverted commas, teeny bop image, okay?
We're not moving away, we're moving...
The thing is,